Hey, yo, what it do, baby? It's your boy Dynamic, and today what we're gonna talk about is what to eat nowadays. But before, this is a little COD Ghost gameplay commentary. Haven't played this game too much lately, but I'm still kind of good at it, so, you know, it's not the best gameplay, but it's decent. So anyways, what foods are good to eat nowadays? This is a topic that comes from the fact that I've had to change my diet in the last, I would say the last 10 days, because as I told you guys in the last episode, I'm hella fat right now. I'm like a cross between a hippopotamus and a whale right now. I have to be honest. So I've been researching about a whole bunch of different diets, because the main diet that is like the most scientific diet so far in the world is the calories in versus calories out diet. Basically what that is, if you eat less calories than you burn, than your body uses to stay alive, then you will lose weight. And that is absolutely true. That diet works 99.9% of the time. I can't see a situation where it wouldn't work. I've done it before. I've lost 100 pounds doing that, but there's a problem with that. The problem is that it's been incredibly difficult for me to keep it up, coupled with the fact that while doing this, I feel incredibly weak, and it gets to a point where I basically have no desire to do anything whatsoever. What starts out with me having more energy and being able to go to sleep easier and a whole bunch of good side effects ends up being, in the end, something that makes it extremely hard to keep going. So with all this experience from my past, what I decided to do was look at different diets around the world that are popular and see if I like one, see if there's one out there that I feel could work, and try it, because I've never done that before. I've never looked at any of those fad diets, so-called fad diets. I've never ever looked at that. I was always the type of person that believed in calories in, calories out, and yes, it works, but for me it has not worked in terms of long term. So I decided to look at all these different diets. Now there's the vegetarian diet, there's vegan. I'm not sure if they're exactly the same. They might be different in some small aspects, but they basically revolve around not eating meat. Now, I looked into that and I was like, well, meat has a lot of protein, and I know protein is good for you. Protein is never bad for you unless you take it in incredibly excessive quantities, which your body probably can't even process it, and it just, regardless, meat, and a lot of people say that meat has a lot of harmful things because they use genetically modified food and stuff like that to feed these animals, and all that stuff goes into your body and it's bad and stuff like that. But I weighed the benefits of eating meat against the negative effects, and I was like, nah, that's not a diet for me. Vegan or vegetarian diet, that's not for me. So I look at the Fruitarian diet, which is mainly eating fruits and stuff like that. I don't know exactly all the details. I know that I read all the details at the point that I did, but I don't know exactly all the details, so I can't tell you that. But it mainly revolves around eating fruit and not eating meat and not eating grains. I think it's just anything that's fruit, and that would be okay if it wasn't for the fact of protein again, and the fact that I don't like fruit all that much. I like fruit, but I don't like 100 types of different fruit. I'm very selective. I don't like apples, I don't like pears. Basically, I'm very selective when it comes to fruits. I'm not a fruit guy. Now you might be, but you know, I'm not. So I decided that the Fruitarian diet was not for me, because I'm not that much of a fruit person, even though I could eat fruit from once in a while. So I kept going and I looked at more diets. I looked at the caveman diet, the Paleo diet, which is basically eating things that we used to eat before we had agriculture. We used to eat a lot of meat and maybe some fruits and stuff like that. No dairy, no food from cows, and, you know, not food from cows, but, you know, no milk and stuff like that, no dairy, and just plain old meat and nuts and stuff like that. And honestly, I'm a Hispanic guy. I grew up on that rice and beans with that chicken and stuff like that. So I was like, nah. And even though it probably is a good idea, because it's pretty much a consensus that carbohydrates make you, well, I don't really know if it's a consensus, but in most places that I read, and this is scientific studies, it's not like some some guru or something. In most places that I read, it suggested not to eat a lot of carbohydrates and that they could potentially be bad. The only thing I know is that carbohydrates increase the production of insulin, since insulin is what puts fat into fat cells, and they taught me this in school. They just never said it in a way that would make it seem like eating carbohydrates was like something that got you fat. But anyways, I decided in the end that the paleo diet was not for me because I couldn't give up all carbohydrates, especially rice. So I decided, after reading up on another type of diet called the wheat belly diet, not to eat any type of wheat, and so far has been going pretty good. I decided to add on top of that not to eat anything with sugar. I'm not drinking any soda, any juice. The only sugar I'm getting is from the carbohydrates I'm already eating and the fruits that I'm eating, because I'm still eating fruits and I'm not counting calories anymore. Heck no, I'm not doing that. So I know a lot of you guys have these type of problems too, these weight problems. So let me know what you guys are doing to try to resolve them. Anyways, peace out, players. Oh my god.